Calvin Ridley, who was going to be their wide receiver one. Who are you looking at outside of him? Do you see the veterans and Lockett in them, or is it going to be some rookies?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Calvin Ridley. That is the smash pick. Hoff even says in Calvin Ridley we trust at his current ADP. I don't
30.
care about
his ADP's 30.
I'm buying, bro. I'm buying everywhere. Dynasty, redraft, best ball. I don't care. I want shares of Calvin Ridley. I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic going forward. But Tyler, you posed the question, who's going to be the other guy? That's a tougher question. I mean, it's a lot of positive news from Tyler Lockett. I know Coach is probably going to hit on that here in a second. Alec Manor being the wide receiver 2 on this team. Interesting, big playmaker out of Stanford, kind of produced late to football, but at the same time, he's got the frame for it. 6'2", 206, absolutely destroyed Travis Hunter in his game against Colorado. So I think any one of these guys could hit. I would probably be most interested in Alec Manor just because I think he's going to be the cheapest. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to go with Tyler Lockett just because he has that history of just being consistent. But it's worth noting the past 2 seasons have been rough, especially last year. He played 17 games, finished as wide receiver 69, only 49 receptions with 600 yards.
Yeah, and they got Van Jefferson in the room also. Right now with Van Jefferson, Lockett, those are the 2 starters along with Ridley. They're old. You can't love that. Manor, I absolutely want him in Dynasty all day long. DK, I have him stashed a lot. Zach mentions I have him stashed a lot. There's possibility there. Really good athlete. I don't love Restrepo. I do love Restrepo personally, but
for fantasy
sure
purposes,
it's a long shot.
Team. Yeah, it's a long shot. Yeah, he was trending forever on Sleeper, and I'm even one of those guys that have several shares, and he's probably going to get cut. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's not a ton of wide receiver guys there you can count on. I mean, I definitely might be willing to take a late flyer on somebody like Lockett just to kind of see what happens.
Well, our boy Jaquan Jackson continues to find a role in the return game. Another dynasty deep dive for us from the past before we were on camera. It's I don't think there's
me and Pete talked about him the other day, because Pete didn't even know who he was. And I was like, Jaquan Jackson, man, he's fast. He drops every pass thrown to him. He dropped one the other night.
He did.
I really wanted him to do good, but nah, he's getting cut too. Probably.
There's nothing there. It's just fun to talk about. But I do think it's worth noting when we're talking about these wide receivers, who's going to be the one that hits. I think the one thing that Pete, Coach, you've said it before. If Ward is going to be healthy and he plays all 17 games, he could sneak into the top 12 to 15 quarterbacks. What we know about is if you just play those games, you're more likely than not going to have fantasy production.
Mm-hmm. That's what people don't understand. Like if you play every football game as a starting quarterback, you're going to finish in the top 16 every time. You just are. Because so many of them are going to get injured throughout the season, maybe miss 3-4 games, whatever. If you play every game, you're going to finish in the top 16. So there's that. Now, we'll talk more about this, but that offensive line in Tennessee is fantastic. I'm telling you, there is a major upgrade there. I would say the Bears and the Titans have had the biggest overhaul in the offensive line. And I think the Titans you're going to see some of that. They have done that. They didn't spend as many resources on wide receivers so that they could build the lineup around Cam Ward, which makes complete sense.
Totally agree.